Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing good. I'm having a pretty good day, not bad. Um, I'm laughing because this morning I had a conversation with Doug and I asked him if he remembered, like last week, we had a repairman come in. I won't call him any names, God help me, to fix our furnace. And in the process of that, he was talking about hot rods that his wife owned and ones that they had through their lives. And I built my first car when I was 17, and I belong to the Minnesota Street Rod Association. I'm a member for well over 20 years now, but I don't go to many of their events because I find it hard to talk to people there because the women don't typically build their own cars. And like this man in my house, I was standing there with my arms crossed over my breast. That's a common pose for me around men that make me feel uncomfortable. So I had walked into my kitchen and Doug asked me something. So I stopped and I said something to this man about cars. And he just totally ignored me, averted his eyes from my face, and continued to talk. And Doug and I just sort of looked at each other, and Doug goes, "Yeah, he stereotyped you." Yeah, he sure did. It's like back in the days, people would call and stug around. I got a question and ask him, "Well, what do you need?" And they'd ask me and I'd tell them, and I'm like, "Well, you can call them later." This includes my sons. um, you know, and check with him. um, I told him what's up, and I'd tell Doug and they'd call. And if it was my kids, he's like, "Didn't your mother already just tell you that?" Well, see, that's kind of what I run into a lot. At least once a week, I would say it's pretty typical for me to run into um, men and women, but mainly men, that think that my knowledge of mechanics and physics is lacking somewhere, you know. But yet, I know people that say they know physics. They know some of the electrical side of it, but as far as the mechanical workings of it all, they have issues. And even in the electrical department, a lot of men have issues that I could help them with, but I'm totally ignored. So here I'm sitting with all this stuff that I actually do know with nobody to talk to about it. The women hate me and the men ignore me. And they don't hate me for, or they might hate me for being intelligent, you know, but because I won't be passive, because I won't shut up and act stupid. You know, if a person knows something, why shouldn't they be acknowledged for knowing that? And I get treated more poorly, actually, in all reality, from the women in the situation. Like, I'm not even worthy to talk to a man about mechanics or be a friend or anything, because that would make me what? Some kind of slut? So what? Would it be better if I got out here with low cut shit, showing my breasts, and then when I'm talking, what, I get more attention for being a hose bag than I do for a decent human being? And entirely, for the most part, ignored for the true esoteric knowledge that I do know, and the people that know this, that gets a little old all the time. But yeah, that's what's on my mind. I do forgive people. I mean, um, it's not that they really hurt my feelings or anything, because I can't say I'm used to that type of treatment, but I will say it's really common to find to have that happen to me. It's just it's at least a once a week occurrence in one form or another, you know. So so I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't type of situation. Like, and it isn't um anything about stereotypes or men being misogynists or whatever it is, or their women being insecure or whatever it is. And that's why for me, a lot of the men that are unmarried, especially ones that have went through rotten relationships, are entirely my very best friends because and they can see the pain I've gone through. It's really evident, and they appreciate my intelligence. And I think what they appreciate about me most is not being a slut. I can honestly say I think that my best friends, not all of them, but on here, are men that have been treated like the scurvy on the planet, and they can relate to that. And also have God in their hearts and realize that I hold that position also. So that's, and I'm not demeaning any woman on here. Please do not get rid of me. I love you. I cherish you. I did not want to learn how to work on cars. I was forced to. I had to, you know. So, um, it's not something that came now. I did want to be like my dad. I did want to know all I could possibly learn. And that's a drive he instilled in me when I was a little kid. Um, we woke up at the break of dawn to the words hustle. Let me hear those feet hit the floor. And the regimen began, and the learning and the work. And it was a never ending story, you know. And it still is in a manner of speaking, you know. So, yeah, ladies, please don't give up on me. I need your gentleness and your love, and I admire you for that. In places that I don't have that, I admire that. Don't get rid of me. Please deal with my gruffness and be understanding of it. I'm hoping you will. Because, excuse me a moment, it's really a bad position to be in, and it leaves me with nobody in that type of situation. If you can get close to relating to that. So, anyway, that's what's on my mind today. you know, I've been putting over in my community. I've been sharing links and putting some tidbits of information over there for everybody instead of making like a whole production out of a video out of one topic like that and sharing a link. Then you can decide whether you want to look at it or not. It's like the book of missing book out of the scriptures, the book of Bartholomew. I shared that there today, 7 minutes long. Esoteric Eddie. He's really one of the deep divers. So, and other stuff about the Nuremberg Code, that tribunals that were held and literally prosecuted doctors that were doing experiment on inmates during and after the war, and what our rights, according to them, are. but also what the law of God is for everybody has they have no jurisdiction over us, and we were granted dominion over this planet. Satan does not own this planet. The Garden of Eden is not Earth, and the Adam and Eve that were kicked out of the garden, this isn't even the human beings that are of Christ's blood. It has absolutely no correlation with that. The Draco, the Jews, and that's what that word means initially. Um, who they call Adam and what Adam and who Adam actually is has nothing to do with any Christian religion at all. And I really still to this day don't understand why people that will say they have God or Christ in their heart, they follow Jesus, would be listening to scriptures from Jews that wrote their own laws in the Talmudic teachings with their Noahide laws and everything else. I still, it just, people are, they actually believe that the satanic ones are chosen somehow. Yeah, they're chosen, all right. Jeez. It's been quite a ride, this thing we call life. And people are stupid, okay? That's what I'm getting at. They're just terribly, terribly stupid. They ignore people that want to help. I mean, when you could save somebody 3 days time and thousands of dollars and they ignore you. But yeah, if they don't and they finally gather that, that's cool. But just think how much more you're missing because you don't really listen to listen. You know, people listen to talk, you know, and I've been guilty of that. But it is hard to tell me anything. Very hard. you know. And if you can, good luck. I mean, if there's something I don't know, I'll gladly accept it and appreciate where it came from. you know. So, but I guess I can't force nobody to appreciate me for who I am. It's like, yeah, I'm just another one of the guys. yeah. Oh Jesus. Oh yeah, it used to upset me somewhat, and especially when I was working in shops or owning my own shop like I do now, or owning my own shop when I was 17 and having my own construction company and hiring men and I used to have some battles um that would sort of stick with me, but they don't really stick like that no more. Wow. But yeah, it's been a long road. Like I say, I get it from both sides. So, I mean, if you're here as a friend of mine, female or male, I appreciate you. There must be something you see in me that you either actually just like me or you appreciate my intelligence and my drive and God in my heart. I hope those three things, my integrity, I hope that's what you glean most about anything I've said. Almost anything. Of course, I say some kind of stupid things at times, yeah. That's where people love to just, whatever tiny little thing they can find that I've had a fault. They're like, oh, look at you. It's like, yeah, I just did a gazillion right things. But one tiny little, oh my God, I missed a spot on the window and you found it. Ta-da. I am so proud of you. You know, that's what it makes me feel like. Yeah. Now explain to me how the crankshaft works in a car up through the pistons, would you please? Thanks. Yeah, I'm not good with this computerized stuff, and I don't have a dialysis machine where I could hook a vehicle up and just tell you what's going on. But I can tell you what's going on in the mechanics of a naturally built vehicle, minus computers, and kind of right up into some of the like electronic ignitions and voltage regulators and different things that they do have, you know. But so yeah, I know my electronics too, and I actually built a computer for Doug and went to school for software applications. So yeah, I'm not naive on that in that area either. So yeah, I know I piss people off like that. What am I supposed to do? Water myself down to make people happy? You know, maybe it's just a bitch being me, huh? Yeah. Or maybe people are happy with less drive and less knowledge, and they're just content with less. I mean, like that, you know? Maybe they are. I don't, I wouldn't be able to. If I can't figure something out, it would bother me. Really. That's why I figured out the Morgellons bug. That's why I figured out cancer, and that's why I can actually cure it if I would have the medical help behind me. But when people won't listen, you know, what do you do? Yes, what we call the Morgellons bug, and anything that they're trying to push through, any kind of magic serum, magic potion, can be transfused by water, just pure water. And there would be a way to do that to save lives. So, as a matter of fact, with frequencies alone and music, they could be saving lives on this planet all over the place. People would be healthier, and the animals would be too. It's like the farmer that turns on the music, plays like Tchaikovsky for his cows, you know, or like my horse would go hang out by the shop listening to music, you know, fall asleep listening to tunes, you know, soothing. Plus, I think it would probably alleviate the boredom out of a lone horse because she didn't have a companion, so she was closer to her humans than some might be, you know. Yeah. I don't really mind where I'm allergic to petroleum products and metal, so and wearing gloves, yeah, that's possible when you're working on cars and stuff, but um, especially like with body work, you know, not too good if you're welding, not too good actually if you're you wrenching on stuff because well, yeah, yes and no. It depends. But even my fingertips, if I get grease on me, I am really allergic to it. Extremely. I always have been. My face will puff up like right here, just really bad, and I'll get super splotchy. you know, so just one of my many, many allergies. But there's times in my past where I got sick, like I felt like faint or ill or things in my life, and I'd sit down and think, God, what is wrong with me? And then I found out it could have been anything in my environment or something I ate. And when I started realizing all the things that were affecting me, it's like, well, this has got to be affecting everybody, you know? And sure enough, it does. You know, all the products, even food products that have petroleum and plastics in it. Oh, and the Food and Drug Administration allows that. But then again, they allow DNA from dead fetal cells in dogs and insects and different various heavy metals and things to be injected in people. So it's not like they really care. And then to go and change the food pyramid, that one got me. It's like now um, meats are on the very top where you're supposed to have less, but yet um, protein builds muscle and animal protein goes into our system easier than any plant. But they, that's an argument that some people without guns will spew at you constantly. I like a balanced diet. I'm like omnivore. But now they're saying Lucky Charms and Frosted Flakes is a better cereal with uh, GMO modified corn and stuff in there, and oats is, and I'm allergic to oats and corn, is better for you than any kind of even dairy product or meat product or eggs, or they're out of their minds. That's why people used to live so very long, right before they started genetically modifying everybody and everything. And on Bruce Sees All, I learned, and I remember hearing this, but that even bananas don't even have seeds, and they have to be grown from the root, or the stem. You grow them, propagate them from the stem. So those seeds in there are just like fake. He can explain it to you better than I just did, but that's the gist of it, you know? That's crazy, you know? Wouldn't people just want to know what's going? Okay, I'm going to lay this on you. If the only way your soul could be saved was from a woman and you were a man, would you say no? If the only way your life could be saved and you were prejudiced and a person of another color came to save you, would you say no? You know, if an older lady got on YouTube and just about knew it all and you thought she didn't, would you just say no? Well, a lot of you apparently do. So, am I Mrs. or Ms. Know It All? Almost. What do you know? What do you think I don't know? You know, those are some questions to maybe ask yourself. Don't ask me that. Ask yourself that. And then be prepared if you do ask me something to either realize that we're on the same team or you're not on my team. So, one way or another, either way, I guess, you know. But so, I guess we just have to appreciate the small things in life, right? Yeah, except mosquitoes. Yeah. And the other funky plagues that Satan devised to put in our bodies to make us age quicker and decay. So our systems would be weakened so the dark cabal could use us as slaves and we would be less likely to rebel because of the weakness that we felt inside. I'm here to put a stop to that crap. I'm of sick and not too tired. Although there's times, like one night I might feel just exhausted, but the next day I'm okay again. So, but I will pass around, like I'll play these games like Wow or Bam or one of them over on, or Oh My God, over on Facebook. And it'll say, like I smile at danger or whatever, but I'm exhausted. No, I'm not. They hope I am. And I'll pass it around anyway. It's like, yeah, you know. But when it says something like, I hate narcissists and liars and stuff, yeah, then there's a reason probably why I would post something like that. And admittedly, when I had broken bones and strokes and stuff, accidents and mishaps and poisonings and different things happen to me, um, I could get pretty tired, and I've been sleep deprived most of my life from the way that people have used their crafts against me. But God keeps me on an even keel no matter what, all the time like that. So I'm lucky. So anyway, to the people that um, don't want to give credit where credit's due, hey, that's okay. I don't need lame friends that really don't cherish me, you know. And I listen. I've been around people that don't even think my birthday's anything. Anytime I have an accomplishment, it's effing nothing. So, I guess just carry on then with going that way because you're missing out on a really good friend. So that's. And the last thing I would want to do would be to force myself on somebody that would, to me, if I thought somebody was like me and I saw what I liked in somebody and wanted to be their friend and you didn't want to be my friend, please go away. Or tell me to go away and I'll do that. I'll kindly leave you alone. But when I feel directed by God to speak up and say something, and yes, that's the Spirit of God that is in my heart because I debated whether or not to speak on this today as far as being stereotyped and why it's happening to me. Because I can explain the mechanics of your body and your life and why you're here. And they don't want you to know that I know these things. And no, I'm not just going to write it in the comment section. I've got what, like 2,000 videos or something. Sorry you missed them, but or if you did or if you didn't. But yeah, there's always tidbits of some really deep ongoings on this planet right now and the people that I telepathically communicate with. So, but that telepathy shit, it's not that it's about over, because that's one thing they want to take away from us. But as far as not confronting the monsters in life, that's where I got sick of the telepathy and the mind games and the bullshit, and started going after the big dogs and telling them, no, no, you are not doing this. No, you are not getting away with this. Look what I can do. And I started doing what I can do. And that's why I'm speaking on it. So, well, I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. I'm not having a too bad a one. Not too bad at all, actually, but just get this part straight. I don't like mechanics, but I know it better than almost any man that I know. And if I don't, well, Doug does, but very few know. Um, a few, a few really good mechanics I've met in my life. And yeah, I'd rather have them do the work. Hell yeah, who wouldn't? It's not my thing. That's not my calling, even though I know how to do it. So I just want to make it clear that I didn't learn that because I wanted to. It's because I had to, you know. And if you've ever had to put in your own transmission in a car or a van or truck or your motor, take it out by yourself or whatever you had to do in your life, the whole running gear. If you can build a car from the ground up, or even if you can't, and then sit there and tell me that I'm kind of stupid or something on anything going on in the world, you're sorely mistaken. So, because I know what end is up with everything: politics, laws, religions, you name it. Guy stuff, gal stuff. Am I blowing my own horn? Yeah, it's time for me to. I would say it's high time. So, thank you for joining me. You ones that appreciate my hard work and my drive, I appreciate you too, and I'm behind you 100%. And I love you with all my heart. And ladies, once again, thank you for your tenderness and your kindness and even some of your snipiness. I flipping get it. I get it. Okay, I get you. I love you. So just don't deny me, and we're all cool, you know? And if you want to, then fucking run, because you're a dumb son of a bitch, and I don't need you in my life, you know? Okay. So peace, everybody. And love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. With all my heart. Have a good night or day wherever you're at.